Hi guys, Edgar Garcia with Keller Williams.
And Iron Gerson with Quicker Inc.
So the reason of this video is because there's a lot of families that they are going to use their VA loan, and I know that there are still a lot of questions regarding the loan. So let's go deeper, make some numbers, and let them know some rates so they can leverage on that benefit that they have, and at some point they find a home and they get a good rate. Okay? So the first one it's let's put an example that I'm going to use my VA loan. Okay, I'm looking for homes, so I know that there's a funding fee for the loan, right?
Right.
So what's a funding fee, and explain me a little bit why we have to pay that funding fee.
Okay. Well, the funding fee is a fee that's paid to fund the VA programs. Okay. And that's what it's used for. Now, it's good to know that not everyone has to pay a funding fee, and depending on the amount of down payment that you put down is the amount of funding fee that you'll have to pay. Okay, so the next question, Iron, is going to be, is there any way to waive the funding fee? Those that are 10% or more disabled are eligible to waive the funding fee. Okay. They would be considered exempt. Okay. And so they would not have to pay for that. Okay, so that's great. So now let's talk about all those families that are not disabled, okay, and they are going to use the VA loan. So let's suppose that I'm looking for a home in the 500,000, okay? Okay. So it's my first home. Okay, yes. It's my first home. How much is that funding fee? Well, typically first-time home buyers, VA is such a great program that you can put 0% down. They'll do the 0% down, and so their funding fee will be 2.15% of the loan amount, which in this case will be the purchase price. So for $500,000, you're talking about $10,700 funding fee that would be thrown on top of their loan. Okay. So let's suppose that this is my second property, because my past home I already sold it, and what's the funding fee? So the funding fee would go from 2.15% to 3.3%, which would be $16,500. Talking about a purchase price of $500,000, correct? Correct. Okay. Same $500,000. So another thing, I know that there's no closing cost when we request for the closing cost in the offer. Got it? So the question is going to be, what's the maximum purchase price here in San Diego County using my VA loan? So the max is going to be $690,000 for zero down payment. They can purchase above that amount, but that would require a calculation on the down payment. Okay. So what is the rate right now if I'm looking to buy a home in the 500s? Okay, what is the rate that you can offer me right now? Okay, so we ran some scenarios, and for someone that has good credit. What's good credit, Iron? Good credit would be above 700. Okay. Yeah, above 700. The VA is not a FICO-driven program, so if they fall behind that requirement, it's almost the same thing. The rate changes a little bit, but this is with good credit. It would be right at 3.875 for a purchase amount of $500,000, which would be considered a high balance loan amount. Okay. So meaning high balance to all those families that they don't understand this, like if you are getting a loan of more than $485,000, correct? Correct. Max conforming loan amount in San Diego is $484,350. Okay, that's too specific, but just an average. So if I'm looking to get a loan higher than 484, then that's what you call a high balance loan, right? And that's why I get a 3.8 average. Okay, so they can have a point of reference. Now, what about if I'm looking for a home that is going to be below that purchase price? Let's suppose that I want a loan below the 484. What's the rate that you can offer me right now? Yeah, so the rate is a little bit better on the conforming loan amounts. Today we're seeing 3.6 and let me go back, the high balance of the 3.875 interest rate, that was an APR of 4.108, and the conforming is 3.625 with an APR of 3.833.
Okay, so let me go back a little bit. So if I'm looking to buy a home with a loan amount higher than 484 average, the rate is 3.8.
Right.
And if I'm looking to buy a home with a loan amount below the 484, it's a 3.5. Now,
that is correct.
I know that maybe I don't have to ask you this question, but is that a good rate, Iron? Like, is this a competitive rate so I can feel confident that I'm getting a good rate?
Yeah, those are very competitive rates. These rates are closest to par, meaning that you're not paying added points or fees in order to get a lower rate. We certainly have clients that choose that route and they get a lower rate, but they also have to pay some points, which is what the competitors, when they see advertisement, they're always being quoted with points, but because purchases and refinances is all we do, we find out that some people decide to do it, a lot of them decide not to.
Now, so these rates are without paying points, correct?
As close to par as possible. Yeah.
Okay. So the next question is going to be, Iron, let's suppose that I'm going to use my VA loan, okay, but I have savings, so I'm going to put a down payment, okay? So we were talking about if I put 5% down payment because I have savings for the same purchase price of 500,000, right? How can I save money, Iron, upfront?
Yeah, so the VA will give you a discount if you do a down payment.
Okay.
If a discount on the funding fee, if you do 5%, the first time users will see a reduction from 2.15% to 1.5%, which will be 7,125 instead of 10,750. And subsequent users will see a more dramatic discount from 16,500 on that 500,000 example to, again, 7,125.
So let me go back a little bit. So in conclusion, if I have savings and for the same home I put a 5% down payment, if this is my first home, I'm saving 3,600 average on funding fee. And if it's my second home or my third home or the 5th home, I'm saving 9,400 average.
Correct.
Wow, that's a lot of money, Iron.
Yeah.
So you mean if I put 5% of down payment for that 500,000 purchase price home, I'm saving 9,400 upfront on the funding fee.
Right.
Wow, that's great, Iron.
Yeah.
That's great. And the reason that we are doing this video is because if you have that benefit on using your loan, we're just here giving you some ideas so you can save money, but also remember that there's no need so you can put down payment. That's why we are here. So you have the option to put no down payment, and if you put down payment, you can save money, right? Thank you, guys.
Thank you.